Hey there, friends. I hope you are having a fabulous Tuesday. Gee whiz, it is the first day of autumn. It is Happy Maybon. Happy autumn day. Happy it's starting to get cooler, and we're kind of starting to get into that winterizing phase and hunkering down phase. Today I wanted to make some chippies using my flow journal. Now this is my green curry. This is green curry 3, and I want to flip through here, get some chippy components together, kind of doing a little assembly line here, and we are going to make chippies today. If you are a member of my Patreon group, you know that you get a free chippy printable on Wednesday, so I need to go ahead and get some chippies made for that, and get them to my awesome patrons. I really like using text when I make chippies, so I'm going to pull this out. I also need to remember that I need chippy templates, so I'll be kind of looking for, well, just like that whole cluster right there, and those would make really nice chippies. Let's see what else we see. I want to kind of do a, see, that's a really pretty image there. I've been into the whole tearing of papers, you know, kind of disassembling and reassembling elements. That's just kind of what I've been into lately, and to me it's a lot of fun to totally like make something completely different out of a piece of paper, or you know, a piece of cardstock or whatever, or advertising. I'm very fond of using advertising. Let's see, I think kind of what I'd like to do is oh, okay, that's a lot of good color right there, so I'm going to take that out. I do need some chippy, I need cards, or I need you know, a substrate. So I'm going to take this out, this out. I'm going to take all this out. You know, isn't this fun? So a flow journal is just chock full of things for you to play with and things for you to reinvent. I think that's you know, that's the takeaway from a flow journal. You are just practicing the art of reinvention. You are reprogramming, you are redoing, you are rethinking, you are reshuffling all of your options. A flow journal just goes on and on and on and on. It just has so many fun elements to work with. So we're going to put our flow journal to the side for just a minute. Okay, so I've got these chippy-ish elements. And what I'll probably do with the art trading card size things is I'll probably cover that and then slice those in half. I did pull out some art trading coins as well. So let's get started. Just gonna start tearing. And then when I tear, I'm always also looking for these focal elements, okay? So I don't want to tear that focal element. That's a cool purple star, so I'm going to leave that kind of to the side right there. And then we'll just start tearing. I don't have any chippy fodder at the moment. I've kind of used it all, which is cool. No problem with that. I like these numbers, so again, you know, these are kind of focal images, so I'm just going to set those to the side right there. Oops, that's a little tiny chippy right there. Okay, so I've got a little stack of what I'm considering kind of background stuff. I really love the Iroquois arithmetic book. I love it for the creamy richness of this paper, as well as the illustrations. This is the 8th grade Iroquois arithmetic book. I'm thinking this is probably around 1950 or so. This also makes excellent background elements, you know, as well as, see, I really like, this is a nice focal image here. So I'm going to make 2 focal images out of that. And there we go. And there we go. We've got some nice fabric to work with. You know, in your flow journals, you're always going to have some sort of fabric. So this is our little fabric element. We've also just got some chippy bits right here. I think I'm going to lay those to the side. I've got my fabric here. I also have this page that's just full of focal images. So I'm not going to do anything with this page right this moment. Let's go ahead but I'll use it later. Let's go ahead and just get some things on our Chippy cards. The cool thing about Chippies, or you know, any kind of mixed media, is the flow of putting them together, of the flow of just going and the flow of just listening kind of to your inner artist and not getting too caught up in design and having fun and feeling free. That is really that's the whole backstory for a Chippy, right? You know, you like to you're really loving the flow. I mean, there's just no other word for it, of the creative process. So, you know, not paying a whole lot of attention, just slapping down some glue and letting things fall where they may. And then when they're done falling where they may, we're going to trim them up. Kind of keep your trimmings around, because you know you may want to use those again. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one in half. So there we go. We have two chippy backgrounds from things that we had in our flow journal. Now, isn't that fun? Okay. Sometimes people say, why did you put glue all over that? And it's like, because it makes me move really fast. So your decisions have to be made super quickly when you distribute glue like this. And now I'm working with my favorite glue, which is a Dick Blick glue stick. These are our, I call them swatches, that are always in a flow journal, so you're always going to get a little batch of swatches to play with. Now we're going to trim this off, just like that. You know, keep these little elements right here. You can just start your own little stack of them, and then we're going to cut this in half. And I need Chippies because I'm making new flow journals today. And saying that, you guys, there are 3 flow journals in my shop right now that have not made their transition into their forever homes. So do check out those 3 journals. I always wonder sometimes why things move really fast and then why some things don't move as fast. The thing is that I think journals are waiting. You know, they're waiting for like the perfect person, the perfect home, the perfect setting for them to work their magic. So when they kind of sit in the store, it's like, who are you waiting on? You're waiting on someone. It's really a kind of a fun thought to have. Who are you waiting on? I remember a few years ago, I made a journal that had sugar skulls on it. And it was a red fabric, and it was really bright. And, you know, I loved it. But she sat in the store for like, it was probably a month. And I thought, okay, well, you know, are you waiting on somebody? Are you waiting on somebody? And lo and behold, this wonderful buyer got the journal. And she wrote me this letter. And she was like, I have looked for something like this. You have no idea how long I looked, how very perfect this is for me. I just love it, love it, love it. And I thought, see? She's just waiting on that person, just waiting on that person, you know, to bring a little bit of magic in their lives. And, you know, when you have a flow journal, it's a symbiotic kind of relationship. You know, you love it, it loves you back. It helps you in your creative process. You help it be a co-constructive, you know, component. So it's really fun when you think about it. You know, you know, we think about art as being static, but oh my goodness, you know, art is so alive. And it's alive in us, and it's alive in the things we create, and it's alive in the things that we create with, you know, our tools and our supplies, and, you know, all of that is just like this intergalactic, like, interplay of energy. It's just fun. It's fun to think about being a part of something that is so super cool and so super fun. This is just a background. We've already got a background going here, so we're just going to kind of add a little bit of text, because that will be a fun thing to do. So there we go. And now we've got this one. You know, this was kind of a cluster. This was a mini cluster in my flow journal. This was a page cluster. This was not a creative kit. So let's just go ahead and make that into, okay, so there we go. We've just finished that chippy. We've got this. Again, this was with the cluster, and I thought it was super neat. So I'm just kind of keeping all these elements together. You don't have to. And then we can kind of just use a little bit of text. Let's put some text up here. Just like that. And snip it off right there. And I snipped off the part that says number 5. So I think what I'll do is kind of, because, you know, I do love numbers. I don't like to waste a good number. So it says number 5. I also have this leaf. It might make a nice little statement right here. So there we go. All right, so I'm probably going to add a word right there. Let's see. Oh, we still got some of this, and we still got some fabric to work with as well. I want to see what's on the back of this. So when you get your chippies, when you get your art trading cards in your flow journals, you know, usually they'll be white or brown, and then flip them over, because typically what I do with ATCs is I cut them from food packaging. Now, to me, all of these colors are nice, so I think that I'm just going to kind of, you know, do my favorite thing, which is disrupt the pattern of it actually being a food, a piece of food packaging, and we'll just transform it into something else. When do you ever get the opportunity to transform things, you know? It's a metaphysical concept to just be able to transform whatever it is you're doing. And this is a great way to kind of open your imagination, to open your energy, to get to a higher place. Because it's so fast, you know, you're really tapping into that crazy inner energy that you have, you know, your inner being, as our wonderful friend Abraham would put it. Not thinking about too much, not stressing about design, not stressing about color, not thinking at all, you know. Isn't that a joy to just not have to do some artsy things, but not have to think about it too hard? Okay, I think with this one, what I want to do is, I'm starting to run out of little portions here. no worries, because I still do have a nice big sheet here that I pulled out of my flow journal that has some super keen colors on it. What I might do is go ahead and start kind of thinking in that direction, not too hard, don't think about it too hard, but that I might want to pick up my chippy templates that I've got going here, my unfinished chippy bits, and start thinking about some focal imagery. And I'm pulling the focal imagery from this piece of advertising that was in my flow journal. You always find things like that in flow journals, and I try to give you a full sheet, and then that way you have lots of focal imagery to work with. All right, let's go ahead and start getting some things on here. Now, to me, this is my focal image, okay? But I feel like I would like to have a little more going on. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to do that because I kind of like that. I like this, and I'm going to balance it out with another bit below. So, you know, you are thinking, you know, just a little bit about design, assembly, composition, you know, but not too much. Now, I really like that just the way it is, and I might, I'm going to leave it there, and then I'll add something to it when we start thinking about, you know, maybe finishing these off. I'm seeing something I really like right here. You can see like these colors really do play nicely with this beautiful little lady right here. So we're just going to kind of chop her out of the scene with her pals. And I think what I want to do, I'm deciding whether I want to use her like this or like that. I'm kind of thinking like this. When I do that, that kind of gives her a very classical bodice. You know, she's got really classical composition when I kind of did that. So there we go. I do like the word construct that we already have on this chippy. I'm going to grab a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen, and I'm just going to highlight the word construct. And then that's going to be our chippy. That's it right there. Very simple way to really add cool interest to a chippy. Okay, let's see what we could add to this one. See if there's anything down here that we're really liking. It's so funny. I'm looking at all these food festivals that were supposed to happen in 2020, and of course, that's not happening right now. Kind of like this sort of looks like, yeah, kind of picking up the everything's sticking to my sleeves. I'm not used to sleeves because I'm not used to it being this cold. But I tell you, this fleecy stuff is amazingly wonderful. My friend Kathy gave it to me. She was like, I can't wear this anymore. Do you want it? And I was like, yes, give it here. Gotta love friends like that. All right. Now, I need a word for this. And I did see some words right up top when we were clipping. News, updates, events. And that's what I'm going to use. Chippies are bits of paper, just chippy bits of paper. And then you just assemble them, and then they become like journal prompts, things to think about, things to write about. So that's why I always like to kind of add a word. So we're done with that one. Now I just really need one more little element here. Let's see what I can find, and I'm thinking word. I kind of like the word visit, and I also like that red going on here. Because it kind of just matches the background. Visit. That's pretty. All right, this one is already done because I created this chippy from a mini cluster that was in the flow journal. So that one's already done. Let's see. You know, faces are usually good. It's kind of fun to use faces as focal imagery. And this is a cook. You know, cooking has a lot to do with math. So, you know, the Iroquois arithmetic book, that was a fun choice to have as a background right there. All right, now let's see what we can find here. I am going to cut out the words food and wine and add that to the chippy. A great journal prompt. What is your favorite food and wine? Do you have a food and wine pairing? Is there something that you enjoy more than wine, you know, with your food? Are you a beer person? Are you a wine person? Are you a cocktail person? I read a book recently. Oh gosh. Oh yes. Yeah. The Starless Sea. And the main character loved a sidecar cocktail. Now, I had to investigate that. I don't remember exactly what was in it, but it was like, oh, well, that's interesting because I've never heard of a sidecar before. I'm sure there are a lot of cocktails that I've never heard of. We got a bit of red here. I'm really digging the red, but I don't know what. Oh, let's see, I've got some blue here too. That is kind of, he's the other cook guy. So we should use him. He's got a cool tattoo on his hand. And it looks like he's drinking a Coca-Cola while he's cooking. Interesting. There we go. Okay, and you know, let's again go back to our sheet. Chippies are great for Happy Mail, or you can put them in, you know, use them as a piece to inspire a bigger piece. You know, you can bump them out. Okay, this says Top Chef. And we've got just a few more to finish up. Let's see. I love like this assortment of glasses. I think that there's a lot of color and texture and interest going on right there. So I'm choosing the glasses. I'm going to turn my chippy this way. And then I'm going to choose the word now. Now is a good time for a beverage. There we go. Pretty. All right, we've got 3 more to finish up. We have another. Now this is super simple, but I think that's how we're going to do this one. We've got a layering going on, you know, in our chippy. I'll just do something that says food and wine. I like this little girl with flowers in her hair. She's not a little girl, she's a woman, but I think she's really pretty. I like the flowers in her hair. So we're going to use her as a focal image. Isn't she pretty? And then we'll use a word. Out on that nice yellow background. Again, you know, we've used the heck out of that magazine page. Gosh, is there anything greater than a magazine page? Goodness me. It says out. You know, she is out and about with flowers in her hair, having a beautiful drink. Maybe with someone that she really likes to be with. She's just enjoying the company. I love dates, so I think I might use dates on our next chippy. That's a little bit big, but I don't know. I don't know. And I really like Austin. You know, this is an obviously a publication about Austin. I kind of like that, so I'll probably use that, and you know, we'll use this guy. Maybe his name is Austin, and maybe he is enjoying being out and about after he, you know, maybe he was a soldier and he was overseas and now he's come home and his name is Austin and he's enjoying the company of his friends who he missed. Maybe he even went out with the flowers in her hair girl. Ooh. You can always make a good story, y'all. Always make a good story. It's fun. And we've got one more to put together, which is good because I am like at the very end of what I can do with this little piece of paper. That's cute. It's like a whole like bunch of chefs. They look like a motley crew. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can find a cool word for that one. 9th annual. winemakers. Let's do winemakers. Okay. There we go. Winemakers. That's a fun one right there. All right, let's see what we got done. You can always do something fun, y'all, with just chippy bits of paper and not much thinking and not much in the way of knowing what you're going to do when you sit down. I mean, that's part of the whole fun of the whole thing, is not having a plan. You have no plan when you're making chippies. And that's when your, when your source energy and your creative mojo can really, really kind of take off on a project. So it's a lot of fun. All right, let's see what we got done here. Okay, so there was a big community of winemakers, and they went to Austin, Texas, and their chairman was actually named Austin. Well, Austin had been away for quite some time. He had been overseas in the war doing a stellar job. And when he came back to the food and wine event, he went out with this beautiful girl. And she had flowers in her hair. She had a charming smile. He thought, oh no, now I am smitten. I was a wine expert, but now maybe I can be a food and wine expert. And maybe Austin and the girl with flowers in her hair can grow a business and visit other countries, other cultures. They can construct a wonderful business plan, a wonderful relationship. Who knows? Austin may become a top chef, and he would be a hot commodity in all the news, updates, and events. And Austin and the girl with flowers in her hair will both become culinary stars. That was a good one. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.